Everyone, welcome to CST Podcast. This is Cynae speaking. I am a junior from Wayne State University, majoring in nursing with a minor in psychology. A quick fun fact about me is I have an eye for music, studying black women like Jill Scott, Nina Simone, Beyonce, and other black artists. Someone who else has an eye for music is our special guest here today, Nia Imani. She is a Detroit native singer/songwriter who specializes in R&B music. It is a pleasure to have you here today, Nia. Can you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Hi, yes, thank you guys so much for having me. So my name is Nia Imani. I am a senior this year, and I'm majoring in marketing, and a fun fact about me is I have a dog named Yoshi.
Oh, that's amazing. Yoshi is a different name. I like it. Welcome, Nia, and thank you for joining us today. Also here with us today, we have two Detroit natives, Cynae Craft and Thomas Davis. Cynae is a poet from Detroit, Michigan. She is currently working on the Women's Poetic Anthology 2024 series with Aquiba Poetry. Cynae, can you let us know a little bit about yourself?
Hi, Cynae. Yes, my name is Cynae, pre-social work major and poet. Fun fact about me, I create handmade fleece blankets to give others emotional creative comfort.
All right, I know that's right, Cynae. Well, also here with us today, like I mentioned, we have Thomas Davis. Thomas is a local dancer from Detroit, and he performs Chinese folk dance. Thomas, can you let us know a little bit about yourself?
Yep, hi Cynae. Yep, I do Chinese folk dance. You may be able to catch me around Michigan performing with the Chinese dance group. And yep.
All right, thank you so much, Thomas, for that. Like he just said, you could also catch him all throughout Detroit. You could also catch Nia Imani and her music videos, which will all be in the description below. And you can also check out Cynae and her poetry. Everyone will be in the description below. All right, here we have a few questions that we want Nia Imani to answer. This is just based off of what you think about black women and the artists, since you are a black artist. All right, our very first question here for you, Nia Imani, is what type of music do you make?
So the type of music I make is typically R&B, but I want to branch into different genres. Like, no matter what it is, I don't want to keep myself in a box. So as far as that, but I say I'll make music for women and men, anybody that just want to like fall in love, get free, find themselves, anything.
I love that. I think that's very important. I think just letting black women, especially black women, know that it's okay to feel free, to be cool. I really, really love that, because I know myself, I love hearing music that inspires me. Sometimes it's about the sound, sometimes about the lyric, but most times it's really about the similarity. I want to be able to relate, so I really love that. And knowing that you came out of my city, oh yeah, we're definitely going to relate. I really, really love that. What is the message of your songs?
All right, I want to make sure the message of my songs are basically like trying to find love in today's age where everybody's like, they don't mess with you, they don't want, they want to go find somebody else, they want to cheat, they want a side piece, that you can actually find love in this day and age. Like our girl Cynae here, who is married, y'all. She's a wife, okay? She's married, so that's what I want people to know.
I agree. I think we kind of all right now want to love like Cynae, because I know it's very important, and I just have so much respect for her and her love. And by the way, little add-on, she's a mommy to be, so please check her out and send her so much love, her and little baby girl. As said before, Cynae does a lot in poetry, and Nia, poetry and music do go together. So we have a bit of a did you know fact by Cynae about poetry and music.
Yes, here you guys go with my Did You Know. Did you guys know that Beyonce's Lemonade album features a reciting poems from Worcestershire? She's a black British writer and poet, and from her work for women who are difficult to love and the unbearable weight of staying. The Lemonade album represented the stages of heartbreak. Opening song, Pray You Catch Me, representing intuition from a woman. Okay? And ending with All Night, representing the redemption stage of heartbreak. This here is just a snippet of the brilliant work that our black women artists do.
That right there shows how strong we are, and I really, really appreciate you for even bringing that up, because that also talks about how we are strong, but we also can turn our pain into power. And I really want to turn back around to you and your music, Nia Imani, how you were just talking about you want to talk about love. And I think that's a part of that. Because loves do have their ups and downs. Sometimes you love them, sometimes you love her, sometimes it works, sometimes it don't. And I think that it feels good to go to Beyonce for pain, then come to Nia for love. I think that is so dope. I really genuinely think that's dope. So Nia, what made you make music? Like, what was it? Stem from childhood? Did you grow up in the church? What was something that was like, this is hot? I think, and I got the voice for it. I kind of want to bring it out. Like, what did that made you want to do the music?
Okay, so that's honestly a great question. So my dad used to make music when I was young. He used to play it all throughout the house, and him and his brothers used to have a band. Then I always knew I wanted to sing, but I never tell nobody, because grown-ups be like, oh, okay, but what you really want to do? What's your real job? Yeah. So I was one of them kids like, no, I ain't gonna ever say that. So then when I hit like 20 and I came back from school, I'm like, okay, I'm in school, but I'm not that passionate about what I'm doing. So I was like, what am I gonna do that's gonna make my heart sing, basically? So I'm like, shit, I gotta sing. Like, that's what I want to do. So that's what made me jump into it, for real.
And I love that. I want to give a big shout out to your dad, because he inspired you. And today, being that he inspired you, you get to listen to Nia's music. Once again, I'll say it once and I'm going to say it again. It's going to be in the description. Please check it out. All right. Thank you for that. And the next question that I have for you that I'm really interested is, how do you feel about Black women in the music industry? I want to know, like, for me, just to give you a little bit of an example, how I feel about Black women industry. I feel like we are strong, but we can be a bit stronger. I feel like we can come together. Hip-hop, it's no way that rap and music should collide, or rappers can't come together. I think that we are all brilliant, especially if you're a dancer, singer, writer. You could work at Costco. You're a Black woman, you're brilliant. So I just genuinely think that that's important. But I really want to ask you, as a Black woman, how do you feel about Black women in industry?
That's another good question. I think that Black women right now, like most people say, are like taking over the game. Especially the rappers. They're going crazy right now. I do wish there were like more R&B singers, like for ladies, or at least that they would get more love, because I'm sure there's like a bunch out there. But I think they're doing their thing, and I think they're honestly coming together more as women, because they used to try to pit us against each other a lot, like who's the best rapper, who's the best this, and now we're starting to really come together and really see it's like either we gonna build it or it's not gonna be built, basically.
One thing that I heard about when it comes to Black women in the music industry, especially when it comes to rappers, is that the body, it what sells. That's what I heard them saying. And so they kind of almost pressure the young women to get like a certain type of body type. Oh my God. How do you feel about that type of notion that's going on out there?
I think that's a sad notion, for real. I'm like, sis, you gotta love yourself regardless, and these people are gonna buy what you give them. Like, you see Glorilla out here, she's more of like a small, skinny type of girl, but she love her body, and that's hyping up the other girls. Like, I think that it's terrible that you think you gotta have a big butt, big boobs to be famous. Like, and now a lot of girls, they're seeing too, like, it's not that attractive to have a fake body. Your natural body is gonna look the best, especially when you get older and health reasons. Like, I think you just gotta own it and do you.
I'm glad that we spoke about that, Nia. I agree with both of you guys. I mean, it's the music that counts, to be honest. Like, if you don't, I love music and I know how to sing it also and songwrite it. So if I was to make music, please listen to my voice and my lyric. Don't care about what I look like. I'm beautiful inside and out. I just appreciate my music. But Nia, I want to ask, just someone who has started their music journey, is that a pressure for you? Like, is that something that when you shoot your album covers, when you make your music videos, is it something? I mean, I understand you want it to be perfect, you want it to be on point, but is that something that is kind of like, wait, don't get this shot because my butt is not this big, or don't get this shot because I don't look that pretty? Like, have you ever had that ever happen, or that kind of insecurity?
Yeah, I've definitely had moments where I know, like, especially when I first started, like, my first song cover, I have this, like, side of my face, and that's when I was like, no, I only like I think it was the left side, and now I don't even think about it. Like, I don't even care about which side it is, as long as the picture looks nice to me. But I've definitely had those moments where you be like, okay, maybe my, like, tummy's folding over right here, I don't want this shot. I think that's normal. I've definitely had those moments, for sure.
And I'm glad that you're able to share that with us, Nia. And I hope that anybody that's listening out there, if Nia can do it and other artists can overcome it, you can overcome that in life and in general. So I really appreciate that. Another question that I wanted to get into what is significant about being a black woman in the music industry? Like, what is the importance of it? Is it to make history? Is it to just show who you are as a black? Because you have to think about how far we've come as black women. So you just simply putting out art is important. Same thing, you putting out poetry is important. Me being able to go into the nursing field is important. Thomas, you dancing, that's important. Us doing boundaries. So what is significant to you about being a black woman in the industry in your field?
What's significant to me, a real personal reason, is because my grandmas, they used to sing, but you know how hard it was back in like the 60s and the 50s for them to like really expand. I'm sure there were so many more barriers that they had to break than we do now. Like, you could upload a video, a song with no money. Like, it don't take much to do it. So for me, it's just such a blessing and a privilege to be able to do it. And since it's something I love, I'm like, I want to do it. I kind of have to do it. That's how I feel.
Yes, I totally agree. And I'm happy that you feel like that. And instead of not saying, okay, well, you're not letting the way of the world or society stop you, it's kind of like, well, I have to do it, so I'm going to do it. It's a goal. Like my grandma did it. My dad did it. It's like, you have to keep it going. I definitely agree with that.
So Nia, I got some facts for you I want to give you. So this is my Did You Know? So in China, because I lived in China for quite a long time, and I do speak Chinese fluently. So when I were to like show people, black women, artists and things like that, I remember hearing lots of comments, somewhat like, oh, black women, they do rap, they do rap. But then when I would show them like a different type of black woman, like let's say Minnie Riperton, she's singing those high notes, loving you. So, but when I showed them that this was a black woman singing, they couldn't believe it. They're like, that's a black woman singing? I thought black women only did rap, And when I questioned that, when I kind of went further on that topic, they expressed that they can't really see black women doing much more else than just rap. And I kind of wonder why. It seems to go down to the skin color. When they see darker skin colors, they have a certain view of that person. However, when you are lighter skin, when you are white, you seem like you can do anything in their eyes. So,
could somebody please make it make sense?
It's really an issue when it comes to image overall in China.
I think that's deep, and I can understand how that is so hurtful to like everybody, that's of dark skin tone, period. Especially people over in China living through that, experiencing that. So
yeah, that is very true. And I'm happy that you're able to talk about it, because I'm pretty sure you're not the only person that feels that way. It probably could, not even just in China though. It probably is horrible in other countries, And I'm just happy that I'm meeting people that we're able to actually have these conversations. So I appreciate that information, Thomas. Another question I would like to ask is, who is your favorite artist currently? Like, who is someone, actually all of us, I want us to all ask this, who are you guys' favorite artists and black women artists, and what do they mean to you?
All right, that's a tough one. One of my favorite black women artists. It's crazy that Thomas brought up Minnie Riperton. I've been practicing that Loving You song for a couple months now. So she's amazing. Who do I listen to? Oh, right now, it's a woman named Amalu. She's from the UK. She is so dope. Her music is amazing. She's fire. I know I'm missing a lot of people because I'm like on the spot, but for sure her.
What about you, Thomas?
So I actually really admire Mariah Carey. I know that's a common popular singer, especially here in America, but because I know that her style comes from singers like Minnie Riperton, Whitney Houston, like these type of singers that came before her, but what I like about her is she took their style but made it her own, made it more into modern times. So, and what I like the most about Mariah Carey is she really broadcasted herself across the world. You can go to almost any country, and there are so many people that know Mariah Carey and love her singing, you know. So I think Mariah Carey has really, when it comes to black women in the music industry, she really, you know, has done a lot, you know, to get, you know, that image in the world. So.
All right, Thomas, I appreciate that. Now on to you, Cynae. Who's your favorite black artist currently?
So I'm gonna be honest with you guys. I don't really have a favorite artist to be exact, but I do have a favorite song. It's called "My Song" by her. And actually, this song represents my love story of being married. So.
I really love that, Cynae. Like we just said, we really love your love story. If y'all want to check that out to get more in deep to the T, check it out. So to answer the question, my favorite current black artist is Beyonce. I mean, that's apparent. I love Beyonce. I love her work ethic. When I look at Beyonce, some people look at, being that I really like analyze music deep, some people look at the song, the music, or they just love her because she's Beyonce. But me, I love her work ethic. I love how she just had twins and she was right back. I love how she was 3 months pregnant performing with Blue. I just love how it was like music. You can tell that this woman loves music, and you can tell that she gonna do anything she has to do to put her music out there and let it be known. And that's probably why she's great at what she does. And then be having a husband that's in music too, that just makes it better. That's a plus on top of plus. You know, that's an idea on top of idea. And I think that's what, maybe because that's my love story, but I kind of want a man that bounce ideas off, and I love, you can see it through her music. So I really admire that. Another question that I had, what motivates you to produce? Like, what motivates you to, I understand you said your father motivates you to make music, but what motivates you to produce it? Because do you produce your music, or is it like, let's take us through that whole, what is Nia Imani's studio looking like right now? Like, how is that happening?
Okay, so producing my own music and beats, I've done that, but that's not what I do to put out my music. I definitely want to get into that because that's how you get that bag, at least not having to spend it and have other people try to take it from you at a certain point. But so what I will typically do is I'll find a beat. If I'm like, okay, this is it, I go in the studio, I'll write it. I have an in-home studio, but I don't record professionally there. Once I get it completed how I want it to sound, the lyrics, then I'll go into the studio, and then from there it's out.
So I do have a question for you about that. When you write, do you make sure to write directly, talking to something directly to yourself? Let's use SZA for example. When SZA makes her songs, most of her albums are from relationships from the past. Or do you just want to talk about love because it's easy to write about or sing about? Or is it just like, do you use your pain as your way to talk? Or do you use your relationship? Like, I write music, and it may be about a relationship from months ago or how a guy is making me feel. So does that motivate you to write?
Yeah, definitely my relationships and like what I'm going through at the time will motivate me. But the thing is, I don't write about it as soon as it happens, because I feel like it'd be too close to home, and I'd be like, I gotta like experience it first, and then I can put it into music that I feel like is digestible.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, my relationships definitely will motivate me to write, or like different stories that I'm feeling.
That's good. I love that you're able to talk about how you feel in your music, and I think that should also be something that a lot of women should do in music. I like to think that when a lot of people create or they sing, some people do it, tell other people's stories, and it can become confusing because there's a lot of songs that I have dive deep into, and it'd be like, this isn't even their story, they're just doing it just to sing. But I think music is more deeper. You can really hear it when it's something that you feel, and that's why I tell you guys, for the ones that listen, and please check her out, because it's just like, if you're having the same experience, you'll feel it. You'll listen to her and you'll say, dang, yeah, I get it, like I understand for sure. So I really appreciate you for coming. That was all the questions we have, but I do appreciate you for coming. It's definitely an honor to speak to you. It's definitely an honor to speak to you too, Cynae and Thomas. It makes me so happy. Once again, you guys could definitely check all of them out. do you guys have any final thoughts or anything you'd like to say to anyone watching and listening?
This is Cynae here, and yeah, I have a question for you. With all your the music that you already put out, which one is your favorite, or the ones that speaks to you more about who you are?
So I would say one of my favorite one is Love on the Beach.
Love on the beach, and it's feeling so good. You take me away, boy, I wish you understood.
I feel like, I feel like I tried to dig at least deep about my real emotions in that one and just like bring to life the relationship that I was experiencing. And that song is really about like wanting to be with someone, like y'all know y'all good together, but that person is acting so scared, pulling away, just, you know, BS. And you kind of just like, well, if you would just take a chance on it, it would be great, kind of. So that's that one as far as relationships. And then one that I feel like that speaks most about me is called A Letter to You.
Will you the heart, and I'll show you your worth. And baby, we've been trying to reach ya, but with time, being an illusion. Been right here.
It's kind of like a page out of like my diary, but I also feel like other people can relate to it. So those two for sure.
No, that's it for me. I just want to say thank you, Nia, for coming out here and expressing yourself. So thank you very much.
Yep, I have nothing else that I need to say. Thank you so much hearing, what you do, what motivates you, a little bit about what got you there. That was very inspiring for me to hear, and it really makes me understand that, our people, we are going places. We are going places. Don't believe all this bad news making it seem like we're not going anywhere.
And I just want to say thank you guys so much for having me. It felt so good to be able to express myself. Like, these are some of the best questions I ever got asked, period, with any interview. So thank you so much, and for sharing you guys' stories and opinions. Thank you.
Thank you so much once again. In my final closing, I would just like to thank all you guys for your honest opinions. It felt good. The energy was amazing. A bit of advice to people listening. If we can do it, you can do it. These are college students speaking to you here from wherever you are in the world. If you are listening on a Friday at night, if you're in your bed, maybe on your For You page, I don't know. But definitely check us out. And if we can do it, you can do it. And thank you guys for checking out CST Podcast.